Welcome back to our Heaven and Earth Super Tutorial series. This is part 3 of our As Below, So Above Super Tutorial series on severe skin problems based on the knowledge of Chinese herbal medicine. My name is David Akrish. I'm co-founder of Heaven Earth Chinese Medicine Healing Center. This is our final part, and we'll be going over formulas and a little bit more in depth into Chinese medicine patterns and daily disharmonies and how we connect them all together. We are continuing to offer our complimentary Chinese herbal medicine consultation, and you can read about it here. Get a hold of us if you're interested. We work with people, and we actually even work with dogs. If you have any questions, we have a line of formulas that I'll be showing at the end of this tutorial. And I just look forward to hearing from you. For the people who have contacted us and gone through the program, it's been wonderful and seeing your results, and we look forward to the new people who are interested. And as usual, here is the family. We know that this information can be maybe complex or confusing, so we ask you to take your time in going through these different videos. They're well worth the time and effort put into them by both us and by you watching it, and there's so much to be revealed. We do go over a lot of the different patterns and different ideas over and over because it just takes time to understand this. It's a whole new way of understanding and looking at your body and how things work. We have a list here of different videos that we're going to be putting up. Some of them we already have. And this is the third part of the 3-part series on the severe skin conditions. Please get a hold of us if you have any questions on this or any other problems, and then please leave us a comment, and we will look into going over and putting into the Chinese medicine idea and philosophy and methodology of something that you may be having, or we may be able just to contact you directly and give you some ideas on what may be going on. We're going to be going more in depth into different patterns that may be occurring due to or causing skin problems and many other types of problems, which we call daily disharmonies. And then we're going to be going into the formulas. These are some of the Chinese medicine patterns that we're going to go over, which is the yin deficiency, blood deficiency, and then where there's deficiency of we'll say the cooling system, that the fire is erupting, causing skin problems many times, and in the weakening that happens underlying when your body's in stress and out of balance, and so a lot of times it's affecting the digestion, the spleen. So we'll be talking about that too. Here we're talking about deficiency fire, as I was just mentioning earlier, with when one aspect of your body is depleted or deficient or out of balance, then another part will effulge or will move forward or upwards. And I don't mean just only upwards, like into the body, which can be to the face or the skin or the arms or your back, upper back or chest, but fire can also move downwards too. And so it just wants to come out of your body, and because there's too much of it based on a deficiency of, we'll say, the cooling system of your body. And so this is a lot of information here that's going over what we see a lot of, and then this is many times directly related to almost all types of skin, especially inflamed skin type problems. Deficiency fire based on kidney yin deficiency it's pretty severe, and this is a pretty good list of daily disharmonies that can be associated with that type of deeper, more in-depth type of Chinese medicine pattern. So you can see that it isn't just one thing, it's many things. There's actually more, but there's a really good list here, and it's worth taking the time to look at and going, maybe I'm in that category. Why am I not getting better? This is directly related to aging, and then taking formulas for anti-aging or distributing and balancing your body and your 5 elements and your 5 organs properly, so we can, I don't want to say reverse, but have your body put itself in a proper order, and so many things can stop doing what they're doing, such as having bleeding gums all the time, or a bloody nose, or severe insomnia, and reversing that type of, I guess I said it, reversing that type of pattern so everything's in harmony, and then many of these things just go away. I've used this picture in many of the other tutorials, and it's a good one, and it's one I'm able to use and the person doesn't mind. So, but it shows a lot of different angles. What's really actually important about this is that tongue diagnostics is a Chinese way of understanding what's going on, happening inside of the body, and so much can be understood by this. And when you look at this and you understand even partially about tongue diagnostics under Chinese medicine methodologies, you can really grasp a lot of information. And this is not a good looking tongue. So a lot is happening here. That's why I put it up. And this can be easily associated with skin problems. This is in our list worth looking at with, again, the kidney deficiency leading into deficiency fire. And some of the things may be, or daily disharmonies may be overlapping with the other list, but still, this is so important that it's worth looking over. So we're moving into the next pattern, which is blood deficiency. This is another very big one with many, many daily disharmonies. And as we look down below here, the last paragraph, microcirculation, which is blood that you need to get into certain parts of your, well, all of your body, but especially muscle tissue, ligaments, and tendons, which we probably never think of, that there's actually blood movement and flow and it needs to get in there, is very important, and it has a profound effect on your skin when you are blood deficient. So we have the microcirculation, but if you don't have the blood to move through there, or the microcirculation itself is not appropriately circulating, then we may have two different types of problems that we need to look at. I've also used this picture in some of the other tutorials, and it's a good one because it's a very pale tongue compared to the other one, and kind of bloated, a lot of extra fluid, and weak digestion. And this is something we could say this person probably has some type of blood deficiency to some degree. And one of the reasons is just possibly just the weak digestion. Digestion is where you're really starting your building of blood in your body, healthy blood. So this is a good picture for that. I've gone over this in other tutorials, but many times when we're talking about deficiency of blood in one of the organ systems, we're also looking at it in another one. And so and these two go really together. The kidney is the mother and the liver is the son. And a lot of times in the 5-element theory, and many times we'll see both or overlapping problems that you can revert back to as both kidney and liver blood deficiency. And of course, this is directly related to skin. This is a very, very big part of it, and that's why we're going over this. But it's related to many, many other daily disharmonies. I've added this nice diagram that we've seen in other tutorials, and it's telling you the same thing, that if you look at the blue circle, it creates the green circle in the creation phase, and the blue circle is the kidneys. You can see KD, if you can see it down here, creating the liver blood. So these have this is more the, I look at it as like the foundation or the root or the true depth of our bodies, especially with the kidneys. But both kidney blood deficiency and liver blood deficiency kind of work hand in hand. You can see that they have this unique relationship. So if one's low, the other one may very well be low. And a lot of people don't realize that. Well, let's just go back one step. The kidneys are responsible for our bones. And within our bones, we have marrow, and marrow is where blood is created. So it isn't just created by eating, blood, some type of certain type of meal or supplement, but it's actually in the body. And this is what we're talking about when we're always talking about Chinese medicine, and especially Chinese herbal medicine, having our bodies create what we want it to create for its natural balanced way of being strong and healthy, and creating proper everything in your body, from tissue, fluids, to our emotions. And so when we're thinking of blood deficiency, it's like, well, why are you thinking of the kidneys? Well, because the kidneys are directed to directly related to your bones. Your bone is directly related to creating both red and white blood cells. And here, if we look at the 5-element diagram, you can see that the kidney, which is the blue, and then the little blue arrows pointing up to the green circle, which is the liver, is the mother and son relationship. So this is why many times you're going to have daily disharmonies, daily problems, imbalances that are connected to both the liver blood deficiency and kidney blood deficiency. And with blood deficiency, again, we can see a nice, healthy list of many types of daily disharmonies that are associated. And if you look at the left column at the very bottom, chronic itchy and dry skin. So there we are with the skin problem. But many, many other problems, such as blurring of the vision, dry eyes, dizziness. Over here I have palpitations on the right column, scanty irregular menstruation, scanty amount of blood, blood deficient, no blood. So it's just, that's pretty straightforward. So many, many problems. The reason palpitations is listed is because the fluid of the heart is blood. Each of the solid 5 organs, 5 elements, same thing, is responsible for very specific fluids. And the fluid of the heart, which just kind of makes sense, is blood. And when the blood is deficient under Chinese medicine thinking, then the heart is going to have different types of problems. One of them is palpitations. I always say the heart is kind of crying. It's telling you when you're having a palpitation that you're blood deficient. So you're not going to hear this other places, but you're going to hear it here. And here we're looking at just the idea of the super interconnection of many, and I went over with the kidneys, with the bones. But if you look and you study under just the kidneys, under Chinese medicine ideas, then you're going to see that the kidneys are responsible for many, many parts of your body and emotions and the way you think and even spiritual thinking and feeling. So it's massive. It isn't just a functional organ in your body doing a few, filtering or things that are looked at by other types of ways that people look at medicine or how your body works. It's actually very large. And so with that, you can bring in many more daily disharmonies and connect it to the possibility of having something related to kidney or kidney indeficiency or how we look at the organs and how we create the formulas. It's very important to go over the liver. The liver is probably always, it's a very active organ, and it's directly connected to your digestion, which is also very active. Not to say the other ones aren't active, but these are very, very active. Or it's a very active organ that can shift and even throughout the day. And we could look at it this way: when it's in harmony, things are going great. When it's not, things aren't doing so well. And so we really want to keep our liver organ happy, moving, circulating, and really in a good place. And so liver formulas are very, very popular in Chinese medicine, Chinese herbal medicine. And so it's important that we do look at the liver, because it's almost always out of balance with people for different reasons, and becomes congested and can progressively become more of a problem, which is connected to other problems. And one of the things that we look at is how it's affecting your digestion. If your digestion's weak because of the liver, which is something very interesting to think about, your liver out of whack, your digestion's out of whack, then you're going to be taking formulas or eating food or going on a different diet, and you're not going to get as much out of your body as you want to get. And so you can see here that the 3 main things I put down is digestive process and then circulatory system. What I didn't put on here was the neural system, but it's in there also, is connected to your liver. But just assisting your kidney organ system is your liver. So they go hand in hand, like I mentioned earlier. And this is going exactly over what I was just mentioning. So you could look at this list here and how it's interconnected with all these different internal functions of your body. And one of the important, well, like I said down here, neural and circulatory pathways. And so, but connective tissue. So all this has direct relationship to your skin. Your skin is the highest level of what's happening inside of your body. Literally, it's on the outside, but what's happening inside is extremely important. So we have to include the liver organ system when we're looking at any type of these skin problems. Again, I'm reinforcing everything I've just been talking about. And down here, I have a properly functioning liver organ system can make a huge difference in the health of your skin health and overall life force. So there's no way to disconnect. Everything's interconnected, and that's why the liver organ, again, is being brought up here. If you look at this list of daily disharmonies and go, wow, you know, maybe, or not maybe, but I'm relating to a lot of these daily disharmonies, then you can understand why, and you're having skin problems, or you're not, but if you are, you can go, wait, so there is a connection. There is something else going on that you may want to address through Chinese herbal formulas, and I'll be talking about those later. But this is a good list, and this is just common. I mean, we see this all the time. It's with almost everybody to some degree fits into this list, and so we're always relating or referring to liver type formulas. And here again, I'm talking about the 5 internal organ systems. Why we call it a system is because there's so many other aspects connected to the organ. You can say the organ is like the door to a house or to a building, but there's many, many rooms in that building doing different functions. And so this is under the Chinese medicine view, and it works because, well, this has been going on for a very long time, and this understanding, and I call it the mapping of the body. And so we can take one of the 5 organ systems and look at it and put something with a problem falling under one of those organ systems or numerous ones, and begin an understanding of what may be happening. So this is really very much about diagnostics. There's no way to talk about one thing without talking about any other. The organ systems, diagnostics, the liver, the kidney, all this relating to your skin. So you could see maybe at this point, at part 3, that there's a complexity of ideas, and nothing's really that simple, but it can be simplified. And you know, if you need help, there's people that can help you. But to understand what's going on inside, why my skin is doing what it's doing, and what may else be happening to my body, and that I want to know, you know, that you want to know what's going on, and to be able to assist it and naturally put it back in balance. There's a nice picture here of a bunch of different herbs, and you're like, well, look at all the different herbs. Why is there so many? Well, because there's so many different complexities of the body, and knowing how to put the formulas together and take them and work it through a natural means is, well, it's actually wonderful. We're at a great time for this type of knowledge. Well, this is kind of where the rubber meets the road. These are some pictures of some, you know, they're not that great, but they really show you what happens when your body's out of balance and how your skin can be reactive to it. And by taking correct formulas, that same hand, which is in these above pictures, can heal and look quote unquote normal and kind of beautiful. And so this is a really good example of what happens when you understand the formulas, you understand the depth of the Chinese medicine patterns and putting them together. So everybody likes pictures, and this is, I mean, picture can tell you more than 1,000 words, and that's what this is doing. I just put the pictures up again just because, so you can get a kind of a side-by-side view. And you know, see, I wrote here it takes 3 months. So 3 months, that's nothing compared to this young lady who was, since childhood, had this type of strange skin, I don't know what to even call it, reaction, disease. But I don't really like calling it that, because that's not what it is. This had to do nothing with her skin or her hand. It's just showing us something that's happening internally. This really is the base knowledge of Chinese herbal medicine, or Chinese medicine in general, but of Chinese herbal medicine is what's going on inside is being shown outside. It can be shown in many, many different ways if you understand the interconnection. So this is a great picture, or pictures. We've come to the last phase of going over the formulas. I'm going to try to kind of whip through them kind of fast, but they're very important, and give you the reasons why I put them in there, and see what you think. Send me a comment. This is just prepping us for what's coming up, which I just said, which are the formulas that are that we make, and there's other types of tea pills and other brands that we sell, but we really believe in our formulas, and we've created them for the current times, and that's a big deal. So if you keep taking the same formulas that are from 50 years ago, 100 years ago, that's like putting a battery in your cell phone from 20 years ago. It's not going to fit. It's not even going to be close. And so many things have changed that we need to progress and move forward, and not just maybe even change in the moment, but create formulas even ahead of time. And that's what we do here. So we're not just here just selling things. We're actually creating ideas and using our knowledge of many, many, many decades to move forward into bringing Chinese herbal formulas to the forefront of people's health. We're presenting the Super Joint Circulation Health Formula first because, as I was saying, if things are stagnant, you're not getting the nutrition to your skin and moving the heat and circulation outwards. So we want to make sure everything's moving and flowing. And if this is something that you look at and goes, this kind of fits me, then this would be a very good formula for you. So that's why this one's being presented. It's best to look at the listings and see the associated daily disharmonies with any of the formulas. That's really the easiest way and the best way to understand the patterns and what the formula is about. Just look at the listing of what's going on and go, oh, that fits me well. Well, then the formula probably fits you. This formula was mentioned in part 2 with the case study, and it's an overall super tonic. And you can see that it's affecting what I was talking about earlier with the liver blood, kidney yin, and blood deficiency. So it's a major formula. We've added a very strong detoxing, cooling, very cold, clearing herb into this formula to balance it along with the tonics and strengthening of this formula. So this is an overall formula it's really not just about hair and about skin and nails. This is something that you could give to anyone who's just has a weak constitution, tired, burnout. So it's what we call a super tonic. But this has a name which is related to one of our health and beauty type formulas. But almost everything is in a tonic is related to that. But this is directly for that. So this is something you may want to look at. It's kind of our cornerstone when it comes to health. To health based on really what your skin and your hair and your nails, excuse me, and just your overall robustness of how you feel and how you look. This is such an essential formula, and I would say this is another cornerstone in the sense of building the yin that most people are yin deficient to some degree, and to even a strong degree. And this is really a basal formula, your infrastructure of your body, really based on your kidneys, your bones, your blood, your teeth, your brain, your spinal fluid. And so this is why this is presented here. Almost everyone that I see who has any type of heat problem is somewhere related, has some relationship to the kidney yin deficiency pattern. So this is, again, I'd almost say one of the main cornerstones of Chinese herbal medicine would fall under this formula right here. And as I've kind of said in the last two formulas, the 12 treasure and the water of life, if we're talking about cornerstones, well, there's 4 cornerstones. Well, there could be more in the building, but this is another one. And this is, again, another, I even have it up here, another super tonic, which is really you could say, the double-edged sword, where we're working on building the blood and building qi, which you could say is digestion, your energy. Really, this is a formula that could be given to from lawyers or doctors, well, anyone who works hard, athletes. to someone very, very sick and someone depleted and needs replenishing, the elderly, a young child who may be suffering just in general from weakness and not thriving. And so this is why this formula is in here, but it also is directly related to your skin. And so if, again, you look at the list and if this falls, forget about your skin for a moment, the skin problem, but just these other daily disharmonies, then you can include the skin in with it. But just look at these daily disharmonies and go, okay, wait, that fits me. Then to some degree, it could be related to your skin problem. I'm going to say many, many, many times it is. And not to be confusing, but you could take if the blood and chi power and the water of life, kind of combine it, and that's our 12 treasure. It's not really exactly that, but these are separate formulas that are really focused on specific ideas, where the 12 treasure is working on a multi-idea. I don't want to call it a multivitamin, but I kind of can in some sense. So that's why these formulas they're a bit different and a bit the same. They overlap, but they have their own, you could say, personalities. Now this is really a very powerful formula just for not just for, because there's actually building herbs in this, but for really removing the fire. And it's called Cool the Fire. And it's called Heart and Stomach formula, but really it's just cooling the fire, we'll say from upwards, the upwards part of your body, from your belly upwards, or your midsection, your waist. And so this is an essential formula that you may want to start initially to start pulling the heat off and replenishing. Again, and all these formulas are very complex, so we're adding blood tonic in there to some degree, yin to some degree, which is fluids, replenishing fluids on an internal basis. So it's not just drinking a cup of water, but for your body to actually hydrate itself. And I'm going to use the word detoxing, but heat removing and clearing herbs. So it's a very complex formula to start pulling down and releasing and relieving heat. So this is a very, very important formula when we're talking about these skin problems. As the last one is, I said, was talking about more of the upper part of the body, which many times with many of these skin problems like lupus or the rosacea, this is also a formula that's where heat and problems and inflammation and infection is in the lower part of your body, and you could still have skin, heat problems in the bottom part of your body. We saw that in one of the pictures with the foot, but it could be anywhere. So we're draining that heat and fire and infection, inflammation with this formula. So it's pulling things even from upward from your face down and out. Or if you're having a lot of infection in the midsection or your lower part of your body, it still is going to pull it up and out and drain it through as a draining formula. And many times this is the way you're draining it is actually through your elimination process. This is a very powerful and important and safe formula. And so if you have any questions about it, please get a hold of us. This, and you can see, covers a lot of ground. So I talked about the other 3 cornerstones. So we'll call this the 4th cornerstone of formula, a formula that is so important. I kind of call it the aspirin of Chinese medicine, but this is our version of a very, very famous formula, which is free and easy wanderer, or just different names, rambling powder. But this is our version, which is created with some tonics in it. So we're bringing it again upwards because so many people are depleted. I mean, we see it on a just common basis that we've created our own idea of this formula. It doesn't mean that you're going to get all your tonics in this, but this is more about regulating and harmonizing. And I talked about this way earlier in this tutorial, between your liver and your digestion or your spleen. So this is a formula I probably give 90% out, suggest to people, and I could probably just say 100%. This is a very good formula, and it's really an immediate formula where you can feel it and start having relief. And like I said, your liver is something that's active and activated and very moving all the time, or not, and especially when it's congested, then you can have many problems. And so this list is actually just a partial list. So this is something to really look at and to consider. I believe this is the last formula that I'm presenting, and there's more formulas than this, and you can see on our website or contact us, but I'm putting this one in because when your body's under duress, stress, you are depleting yourself, and it's weakening. And so this is a very important formula to rebuild your energy, your chi, your blood, your digestion, just overall lifting. That's why it's called Uplift Central Chi. It's works around your stomach, but it's more of works around your whole body. I almost said program, how everything feels and works. It's the lifting instead of like when you feel completely depleted, everything wants to collapse. And so this is about working in the opposite direction. So this is working on what we call chi, but we can also say working on digestion. And a great way to understand this formula is just look at this list. The list is right here for you, and it's very, very important. And this could very much be happening underlying if you're having these chronic skin problems. We've actually created two different what we call tea creams. So I don't know if anybody's ever used that term, but we're coining it. And it's made in our very specific way that we do it, which is the Heaven and Earth way. And these formulas are just phenomenal. And this is one and I put this one first because we're going in the line of cooling and clearing. So it's a cooling, clearing type formula just for relief. I mean, you could use this from cuts, burns, scrapes, acne, but of course, any of the very hot and inflamed type skin problems. So we've added this here. This is a very, very important formula to use externally, and it's safe. You can even put it on if your dog licks you. They're probably getting a lot of good herbs, so it's not a problem at all. There's nothing toxic about it, and it's just a very, very popular formula that we've created. And the next one you'll see is one that's more of a for building. So this is our Radiant Youth Face and Body Tea Cream, and we call it our anti-aging cream. And this is working again on the blood, liver blood, kidney blood, many other aspects of Chinese herbal medicine. But this is almost the other side of the cool and refresh. Cool and refresh is the clearing and moving and cooling, and this is the building, the constitutional building, where you have even scars or just any type of skin problem that's been going on for a long time. This will heal and nurture, and this is something you don't just take then, but you can take it for the rest of your life. And you're actually pulling in, again, we call it a tea cream. You're pulling in the condensed tea, the herbal tea, through your skin, and it has immediate relief and healing properties. So this is a really wonderful formula, and we sell a lot of it. And we just wanted to say that we're able to assist you in many other types of health issues. So this is a list here, just a partial list. So it's just kind of a prompt just to get you thinking about the Chinese herbal medicine goes deep, probably kind of everywhere in a sense of anything that someone comes to us with, we can always lead them somewhere because we're looking at their patterns and just their daily disharmonies, and it's going to fall under one of these formulas and one of these ideas. We also work exclusively with dogs and created a line of dog health powders that have been phenomenal. And it's real simple. You just put a pinch, well, you can measure it, but I mean, just like a small pinch once or twice on the dog's food. They always eat it. It's never a problem. And these are just incredible formulas that have done just so much good for our dogs. And we absolutely love dogs. And if you have any questions, of course, get a hold of us. And we can send you a list, how to mix them, what they're good, what they're good for, what they're good for in just regular terms of like dogs with infection, or they have a circulatory problem, or under Chinese medicine listings, pattern listings. You can understand that way too. So we have a great document that we'd be glad to give to you. But these are very, very important formulas and have done immense good. And dogs, they take on, they really just, it's like they relate directly to the formulas. They almost, I believe they know that's what it's doing for them and how well they do. And so it's just been amazing working with these formulas and helping the little doggies. So we thank you for watching, getting through this, and we want you to contact us anytime with any questions or leave a comment, and look into the complimentary consultation, which I would definitely take advantage of. And then we can even do something with your dogs too, with a consultation, or answer some questions and lead you down the correct road with the formulas. And like I said, I can also send you a listing of how to mix the formulas, because so many times that you can take more than one. Usually two different formulas for a dog works really well, such as like maybe the detox and the kidney, or the digestion in the kidney, or digestion and the restore, which is more of a blood tonic. So we can help you with that, no problem. And that's that. So this is our final part 3. This is the end, and we thank you if you've gone through all of them. And you may want to go through them again if you know somebody with skin problems and they really want to do some research and look at a completely different way and understanding of what may be going on. This would be a great place for them. I've tried to make it as clear and easy to understand, and really unveiling what a lot of people think is this mysterious dark world of Chinese medicine, which it's not at all. It's actually extremely advanced in understanding of how your body works, and the mapping of your body, as I always say. And once you understand that, it becomes clear. It's like the sun coming up. And so, and again, it can be so helpful. And we really hope that you look into it, and look into it for any other types of problems, and get a hold of us. And please do like this and share and subscribe. I don't know, everybody says that, so I'm going to say it. But of course, we want you to do it because it helps us to move forward and help more people. And people go, oh, look, there's more likes, or there's more subscribers. This must, have some type of meaning behind it. So, and trust me, it does. But it's really helpful, of course. But more than that, get a hold of us. That's more important. And here's all the information. So, and we're always here, my wife Teah and I, to assist. We're the ones that will talk to you about any problems or information or any questions you may have. So look forward for our next, I hope you look forward to our next super tutorial, which is coming up, and have a great day.